Welcome to Scott's Derby Garage. You may be wondering, who is Scott? What's a Derby Garage? Well, let me tell you. Who is Scott? Well, I'm Scott, and this is my Derby Garage, where I'll be uploading videos of my Demolition Derby journey, and you'll get to see all of my race videos. I'll film some aftermaths, build-alongs, and I even have some cool how-to videos that might help you out. How did I get into this? Well, every year my family and we would go to the Rockton World's Fair, always on Thanksgiving weekend, and we'd go around, see the animals, see all the vendors, but in my opinion, the best part of the fair was the Demolition Derby. It is the coolest thing just to see all these cars going at each other, smashing and crashing. It's a great time. If you've never been, I highly recommend you go. Then a couple years ago, when I was back in high school, I was watching the Derby that year, and I thought, you know what? I could totally do this. So I did. Long story short, my dad had a 2007 Pontiac Vibe as our family car. He sold it to a friend who used it for commuting for a couple years. Then he gave it back to me so I could use it for high school. And in the meantime, he had bought another identical car, and so I paid him a couple $100 for that, and I used it as a parts car for my daily driver, and then I ended up using that as my first Demolition Derby car build. So I plan to run in the Demo Cross at Rockton in 2020, but that didn't end up happening, and I'm sure you guys know why. So the next summer, we didn't really know what was going to happen, so I decided to build the car anyway, just in case the fair was going to run this year. And it gets to around September-ish, early September, around this time, and the fair board announced that they were going to cancel the fair again this year. So that was a bummer, but what was cool was the promoter, Impact Motorsports, they decided to run it as a standalone show. So I ended up running in my first race in 2021, and it was a learning experience. It was a lot of fun, and it got me hooked for sure. As you've already heard, I have a 2007 Pontiac Vibe. It was my old Democross car, and I've since replaced it with this 2002 Toyota Corolla. The Vibe I used to run at Rockton, and I ran in 2021, twice in 2022, and twice again in 2023. Then Impact Motorsports brought back the rollover contest, which they haven't run in Ontario in about 15 years or so, and we converted the Vibe to run that. So it's run the rollover twice this year, and the Corolla has raced the Democross, done 2 heats and 2 features so far. As far as other future builds, I have a 2012 GMC Sierra that I plan to build for next season, and I'll be building it to the stock truck rules. As far as where I'll run it, probably at the New Hamburg Fall Fair. It's nice and close. So that's a little bit about me, who I am, and what I plan to do on this channel. If you liked what you see, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, so you can follow along on my Derby journey.